What if I told you that from now on, you don't have to do anything at all to fulfill your desires? The idea that you can sit on the couch all day, watch Netflix, or simply do whatever you want without feeling guilty and still see what you desire seems impossible. Not to Thoth, because he was the creator of one of the most enigmatic and dangerous laws of all time, the law of inversion. For centuries, they have hidden this from humanity. This is not a metaphor or a symbolic story, it is reality. There is a law so powerful, taught by Thoth in the halls of Enki, that it reverses the logic of manifestation. Instead of chasing him, everything you seek begins to chase you. Yet here's the detail that almost no one notices. You already apply this law daily, but in the wrong way. This leads to lack, blockages, and suffering. Today, I'll show you exactly how Thoth taught this principle, so you can tune into it and prevent external forces from paralyzing you. And don't think this is just ancient philosophy. I'll prove it to you with true stories, occult teachings, and a practical exercise you can do today to feel how the universe responds, effortlessly and without effort. From here on, you'll learn why. According to Thoth, doing less can be the key to more. Stay tuned until the end, because if you stop halfway through, you'll miss the most important thing. The moment when I show you how to apply this easily and without complicated methods to your everyday life and finally see your life flow effortlessly. Pay attention. What you're about to hear could completely change your understanding of manifestation. The truth is, what you persistently pursue often eludes you, even when it should already be within your grasp. On the other hand, those who know how to remain silent and observe will realize that the universe begins to deliver without you having to ask. Think about that. How often has something only happened when you stop trying? It's as if an invisible, patient force is waiting for you to stop struggling and then act on your behalf. Thoth spoke about this thousands of years ago. He called this moment conscious surrender. When you step out of the way and allow the natural flow of life to take its course. You've probably experienced this before. You spent days trying to solve a problem, lost sleep, wasted energy, and nothing worked. Until you got tired and decided to let it go and seek peace. And then suddenly the solution appeared. A phone call, an offer of help, a detail you hadn't noticed before. As if it was all just waiting for you to stop trying to control it so it could manifest. This is no coincidence. It is cosmic law itself that works when you respect the flow. Thoth taught that the universe is self-sufficient and capable of self-correcting. It doesn't need you to move life forward. It only needs you to stop blocking it. Harmony arises when we give up our resistance, and often this resistance disguises itself as effort. When you let go, not out of giving up, but out of true devotion, the universe realigns. It's neither laziness nor neglect, it's trust. And for Thoth, this was the most powerful vibration of all, because it creates no noise in the unseen. Trust silences fears, and silence makes room for the unseen. Perhaps you felt this in a relationship before. He insisted, trying to maintain control. And everything became more difficult, until you decided to move on, and the person returned on their own or through work. You looked for opportunities, knocked on every door, and nothing. But when you focused on something else, the desired offer appeared out of nowhere. Thoth said the flow of life follows laws that defy ordinary logic. One of them is simple but transformative. The universe responds to balance, not abundance. Whenever you are out of balance, experiencing fear, lack, or despair, your energy field becomes disrupted, and the universe simply reflects this chaos back to you. But when you return to center, let go, and can trust, everything begins to realign. This doesn't mean you have to give up on your dreams or desires. It means that after planting, you have to give the seed space to grow on its own. A farmer doesn't plant a seed today and dig the soil the next day to see if it has germinated. He trusts in nature's timing. That's how life works too. The problem is that the modern mind is trained to constantly control, measure, predict, and calculate. Everything that cannot be controlled is perceived as a threat. Thoth warned, the desire for absolute control is the root of much suffering. A true creator does not try to force the flow. He learns to navigate with it. When one lets go, the invisible begins to work silently, not because you gave up, but because you trusted. It's precisely at this point that synchronicities, unexpected connections, and unimaginable solutions emerge. The universe functions with an intelligence that transcends logical reason. But letting go is not the same as forgetting, nor is it cold-hearted giving up. It means keeping desire alive yet light. It means remembering it in peace, without haste, without burden, and without fear. Those who truly let go continue to live serenely, certain that what is theirs will find its way to them at the right moment. At this point, Thoth reveals the hidden principle that governs all flow, and what he teaches has nothing to do with luck or chance. Behind this lies a precise mechanism, an invisible gear that explains why life begins to move precisely when you stop pushing it. The ancient Hermetic records called this principle the inverse law. It contradicts everything we've learned. Instead of holding on in order not to lose, you hold on precisely by letting go. The more you try to hold on to it, the faster it slips away. True power arises when you let go of control. The universe doesn't need you to pull the strings to make your life work. It already knows how to weave every detail without your intervention. Thoth explained this bluntly. When you create an inner space free of fear and resistance, the cosmos itself takes over the task of filling it. It is the nature of the universe to fill the void, and always to do so in balance. When this open space exists within you, without fear, without despair, without the compulsion to control everything, you become a channel through which the invisible flows. In this silent space, spontaneous creation occurs. But the human mind resists this idea. It wants to fill every void with thoughts, plans, calculations, and worries. It wants to predict the future, control outcomes, and protect itself from all possible risks. The law, on the other hand, only works when one abandons this attempt at control and becomes an empty, receptive channel. This is where the Hermetic concept of action through inaction comes into play. This doesn't mean passivity or laziness, but acting from inner peace, not fear. It means letting life flow while remaining awake and alert. Like a candle shining in the darkness, it doesn't fight the shadow. It doesn't force the light. It simply shines. Thoth said that the invisible harmony that keeps the cosmos in order doesn't depend on our effort to function. It's constantly active. What prevents it from manifesting in your life is excessive mental noise, uncontrolled desire, and the constant fear of loss. When these elements are silenced, the natural flow returns. You've probably noticed this before. When you were relaxed, calm, and unhurried for results, everything fell into place. The right people appeared, decisions became clear, obvious solutions presented themselves, but in the moments when he tried to force them, everything seemed to stall. This is no coincidence. It's the reverse law working silently. And now an important warning. It's not normal not to get what you want in life. It's not normal to have big dreams, to strive to the utmost, and yet feel that something invisible is blocking your path. You try every technique, follow every piece of advice, but the results aren't there. This isn't by chance. It's due to a lack of alignment with your true inner power. Therefore, I want to tell you something that few people know. There's a manual called Your Higher Self. In it, you'll learn step by step how to reach the deepest level of your consciousness. The level where manifestation is no longer just trial and error, but becomes an inevitable process. This manual shows you how to reprogram your vibration so that the universe automatically responds to your desires, without fear, without years of waiting, and without relying on luck. It's as if you're activating a hidden code within yourself that attracts opportunities, opens doors, and creates coincidences so perfect they seem like miracles. If you're tired of asking and waiting and want to finally experience the feeling of your wishes becoming reality, precisely and quickly, then your higher self is the deciding factor. Access is provided in the first attached commentary. This wisdom has been hidden because it contradicts the world model based on achievement. Through blind effort and incessant competition, Modern society idolizes those who do more, run more, and fight more. But Thoth taught the opposite. The true winner is the one who joins the invisible flow without resistance. And when you understand that the universe depends not on your own strength, but on your own harmony, the question inevitably arises: if effort doesn't create, then what truly shapes your reality? Thoth gave the answer thousands of years ago, but almost no one understood it. He spoke of an invisible field within you, a silent space that records everything you feel as truth and transforms it into concrete experiences. This field is your deeper mind, what we now call the subconscious, but which for the ancient Hermeticists was the gateway between the invisible and the visible. Humanity's greatest illusion is to believe that reality responds only to the desires of consciousness, that it is enough to repeat positive words strongly enough and the universe will obey. But thinking taught us something much deeper. It's not conscious desires that create, but the silent feeling that lives deep within the soul. It's not about what you say, but about what vibrates within you when no one is listening. The subconscious is like fertile soil, in which every feeling is a seed. Those who sow fear will reap circumstances that reinforce that fear. Those who sow lack will reap situations that confirm that lack. But those who sow security, peace, and confidence will germinate in the invisible, even without immediate signs, until they manifest in the external world. The problem is that most people sow one and expect to reap the other. You say you desire prosperity, but you worry. You say you desire love, but you feel needy. You say you desire peace, but you live in fear, stoking dread of tomorrow. And the subconscious mind doesn't judge, doesn't argue, doesn't debate. It simply accepts what you truly feel as truth. Thoth said that the subconscious mind doesn't respond to justifications or pleas. It's not determined by what you say, but by the silent vibrational state you maintain. When you perceive something as true, even without evidence, the hidden field begins to reorder reality to reflect that inner state. That's why you so often don't achieve results, even when you do everything right. Deep within, doubt and lack still vibrate, trying to create something new at the frequency of the old. Now imagine the opposite, feeling certainty when everything seems unstable, maintaining peace when the outside world descends into chaos, being grateful for something that hasn't happened yet. In this state, the invisible moves with power, for there is neither resistance nor fear, only calm conviction. This doesn't mean denying what's happening before your eyes or pretending everything's fine when it is. It means acknowledging external reality, but not allowing it to dictate your internal state. It means focusing on what you want to create while simultaneously accepting the present as it is. In this balance, the subconscious remains fertile. And this is where the sacred paradox taught by Thoth manifests itself. When you let go, everything comes. As soon as you stop desperately needing, reality begins to bring you what previously seemed unattainable. It's not magic. It's the natural flow of creation, guided by ancient cosmic laws. Thoth called this the sacred paradox. The point at which one stops chasing is precisely the point at which everything comes to one. The human mind, shaped by the cult of effort and perseverance, resists accepting this. But Thoth pointed to another path, the silent path where not force, but harmony moves things. This is the true face of the law. On the contrary, it is not effort that creates, but surrender. It is not control that manifests, but peace. Think of the times when something finally happened in your life, just at the moment you no longer expected it. Perhaps the answer that had been waiting for months came, the moment you decided to let it go. Perhaps it was a reunion with a special person just when you'd stopped looking, or an opportunity that arose when you decided to take a different path without relying on it. These events weren't coincidences. They were the law silently working the moment you stopped interfering. Thoth said that as long as you hold on to something, the universe cannot move what you hold in your hands. But when you let go, you make room for something greater. It's like opening your hands to allow the river to flow through, instead of trying to lock the water in. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or abandoning your desires. It means trusting the process so much that you no longer have to live by it. It means releasing desire from the prison of fear and releasing it into the fertile field of trust. It's like someone who spends years seeking approval, trying to please and gain approval, but only truly finds acceptance when they stop begging for validation and start acting authentically. Or someone who longs for love but lives in a prison of need and fear of loneliness. And the day they find peace in their own company, someone special crosses their path. The reason is simple. Desire is no longer a need, but a natural expression of inner fulfillment. The universe responds to the deepest vibrations you emit, not what you say, but what your being feels is truth. When you radiate a need, even if you're asking for something positive, you radiate lack. But when you let go and remain at peace, your frequency rises and attracts what aligns with this new vibration. The paradox is clear. The more you feel you need it, the further away it moves. But when you feel complete and realize that your happiness doesn't depend on it, it comes closer, not as a test or punishment, but because the vibrational space is now there for it. Life doesn't punish you when something doesn't happen. It's just waiting for the moment when you stop vibrating lack and start vibrating trust. In this state, the invisible can work freely in your favor. And perhaps you now realize how often you have blocked the natural flow because you were trapped in fear, worry, and uncontrolled desire. But here lies the key. It doesn't take years to change this. A single moment of true, silent, and trusting surrender is enough, and everything is transformed. All of this only works if the seed of your wish is planted in the right field. Many sow, but without realizing it, they plant the seed in barren soil, and therefore the harvest fails. Sowing is only part of the journey. First, you must find the right time for the seed. Thoth taught that planting a wish in the invisible field is a sacred act that requires reverence, clarity, and emotional purity. There's no point in giving free rein to a desire contaminated by anxiety or fear. The Hermetic tradition says that the true creator does not create amidst mental noise, but in the moment when mind and heart are at rest. A pure emotion arises from abundance, not from lack. The subconscious is a fertile field that absorbs energy from the moment it is sown. Plant in haste and you reap haste. Plant in fear and you reap fear. But if you plant in peace and confidence, it will germinate. The ideal time to plant is when the conscious mind is relaxed and distracted, as the subconscious mind is more open. Therefore, the ancients performed rituals at dawn, in the quiet of the night, or between sleep and waking, not out of superstition, but because in this state the inner field is receptive. No grand ceremonies necessary. Simply create a moment of inner calm. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize the wish as if it were already real, not as a request, but as something already accepted with gratitude. This is protective silence that plants the intention and withdraws trustingly. Many make the mistake of churning the soil with doubts and fears, smothering the invisible information. Thoth warned, silence is not passivity, but calm vigilance. Like a warrior guarding a temple, you protect the inner space where miracles flourish. And how do you protect this vibrational field? First, by distancing yourself from everything that feeds doubt, negative news, people who weaken faith, conversations that reinforce lack. Then, by cultivating thoughts that strengthen trust, memories of times when the universe has already surprised you, and gratitude for what hasn't yet arrived, but that you already recognize as yours. Another crucial point is to stop manipulating creation. Many, without realizing it, try to accelerate the miracle, compulsively visualize, repeat emotionless affirmations, and constantly pay attention to signs. Thoth warned, he who disturbs the soil too much kills the root. Creation needs space, silence, and isolation from the rational mind. Protect your field as something sacred. When fear arises, don't fight it. Simply observe it and let it go. When fear strikes, return to the calm center of your inner certainty. In this state, the vibration remains clear, and the invisible continues to work. There is an even deeper level where even visualization isn't necessary. Everything within you is aligned in such a way that the universe has no choice but to respond. This is the state of silent faith. It doesn't wait, it doesn't beg, it simply lives as if it were already real. You achieve this power. Thoth said that true faith doesn't cry out to the universe. It whispers in the heart confident, without having to convince reality, because it is already in tune with it. In this stillness, free from the noise of doubt, creation flows faster than any technology. Now you will learn to inhabit this state and magnetize reality effortlessly, maintaining vibration without relying on external signals. And to prove that this is possible, we will see real examples of people who have harnessed this power and completely transformed their lives. No noise, just alignment with the invisible force. While many remain trapped in effort and doubt, some experience their entire lives, rearranging around them as soon as they let go of control. These stories are rarely told, yet they resonate with those who know the hidden halls of manifestation. One man, after years of debt and failure, trying unsuccessfully to force results, decided to stop, not to give up, but to let go. She left her worries behind and began to vibrate as if she were already in balance. Within a few weeks, without even looking for it, a job opportunity arose in the very field she loved. With a return far beyond anything she had ever dreamed of, a woman who was tired of failed relationships stopped looking for someone to fill her emptiness. She turned inward and lived in harmony with herself. Shortly thereafter, she met someone whose vibration resonated precisely with the peace she cultivated. It wasn't an effort, it was harmony. Perhaps most impressive is the story of a person who was confronted with an illness considered incurable. Instead of fighting it, she began to cultivate the invisible health that was already there. He didn't deny physical reality, but rather oriented himself toward the spiritual. His body reacted silently, and the tests confirmed the improbable. It wasn't a mystical miracle, but the natural consequence of allowing divine order to flow. These examples confirm what Thoth already said in the halls of Enti. The invisible works when one doesn't intervene and lets the intelligence of the cosmos organize itself, something it could never achieve on its own. The law of reversal doesn't require blind faith, but rather a willingness to relinquish control. It doesn't require you to do more, but rather to trust more. Life conspires in your favor when you stop fighting it, and true transformation comes not from applying this law as an emergency technique, but from making it a lifestyle. When letting go of control becomes second nature and trust becomes a daily habit, no one can stop you. Those who live in harmony with universal laws become indestructible, not because they no longer face challenges, but because they no longer have control over their vibration. They have nothing to prove to the world. They themselves are living proof of who they have become. Embodying the law of reverse gear means acting without fear, without desiring, and creating without compulsion. It means having clear intentions, but letting go of the burden of expectations. Working with devotion but trusting the flow, speaking to the universe and knowing how to be still to hear it. When quiet certainty becomes your natural state, life flows, the right people appear, doors open, and situations resolve effortlessly. The world may try to destabilize you, but it cannot. Your foundation is unshakable. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment on the website that touched you most. Your experience may inspire others who are also seeking this truth. And to learn more, watch the special video now. It will teach you how to apply this knowledge and transform your life starting today.